Chelsea's tactical retreat, avoiding Tottenham. As the calendar turned to April 3rd, 2025, anticipation built around the highly awaited clash between Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur. Fans from both sides were eager to witness another chapter in the fierce London rivalry. However, an unexpected twist left everyone in shock. Chelsea opted to skip the match entirely. The build-up to the decision. In the days leading up to the game, Chelsea's training sessions at Cobham training ground took on an unusually intense tone. Manager Enzo Maresca, aware of Tottenham's aggressive playing style and the high stakes of the encounter, orchestrated rigorous drills focusing on defensive solidity and swift counterattacks. But as the matchday loomed, murmurs of an unforeseen strategy started surfacing within the club. A top-secret meeting was held behind closed doors involving Maresca, senior players and club executives. Concerns arose over fixture congestion, injuries to key players like Reece James and Christopher Nkunku, and a perceived lack of fair officiating in recent games. Maresca, determined to protect his squad's fitness for the season's crucial final stretch, made a daring decision. Chelsea would avoid the match entirely. The unfolding of an unprecedented event, the morning of April 3rd, arrived, but instead of heading to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Chelsea players continued their training at Cobham. Fans and media scrambled for explanations as officials waited for a team that never showed up. Social media exploded with theories. Was it a protest against officiating? A tactical ploy to conserve energy? Or simply an unprecedented act of defiance? The Premier League, caught off guard by Chelsea's bold decision, swiftly launched an investigation. Pundits debated the potential consequences, a possible forfeit, point deductions, or even sanctions against the club. Tottenham, meanwhile, celebrated an easy victory by default, yet their players and manager Ange Postecoglou couldn't hide their disappointment at missing out on a true contest. Meanwhile, back at Cobham, Maresca addressed his squad. "This isn't cowardice, it's strategy. We play for the long run, not just for one night." The players nodded, understanding the gamble their manager had taken. Chelsea's season continued, but the debate over their no-show against Tottenham would linger for years to come. Fallout and public reaction news outlets dissected Chelsea's move from every angle. Some analysts praised Maresca's ingenuity, arguing that he prioritised long-term success over short-term optics. Others accused Chelsea of disrespecting the competition and setting a dangerous precedent for other clubs. Rival teams watched closely, wondering if they could employ similar tactics in the future. Chelsea supporters were divided. Some fans lauded the club's forward-thinking approach, especially considering their packed fixture list and ongoing injuries. Others felt embarrassed by the forfeit, believing that a club of Chelsea's stature should never back down from a challenge. The Premier League's governing body acted swiftly, summoning Chelsea officials for an urgent hearing. While discussions took place behind closed doors, leaks suggested that financial penalties and a potential points deduction were on the table. The club, however, stood firm in its stance that this was a necessary decision for player welfare. The wider impact on English football beyond Chelsea, other clubs in the league took note. Would this embolden teams to strategically skip difficult matches under the guise of squad protection? Could the Premier League introduce stricter rules to prevent such occurrences? The league faced pressure to ensure this didn't become a trend, as broadcasters and sponsors feared the impact on viewership and revenue. At the same time, the incident sparked a larger debate about fixture congestion in modern football. Players across Europe had long complained about the relentless schedule, and Chelsea's no-show added fuel to the argument that clubs needed more control over their commitments. UEFA and FIFA found themselves drawn into discussions, with some calling for structural changes to avoid burnout among elite players. The aftermath, Chelsea's season continues. Despite the controversy, Chelsea continued their campaign with renewed focus. Whether Maresca's gamble paid off remained to be seen, but the squad looked fresher and sharper in subsequent matches. If they went on to secure silverware at the end of the season, history might judge the Tottenham forfeit as a masterstroke rather than a mistake. Was it brilliance or betrayal? Only time would tell, but one thing was certain. April 3rd, 2025 would go down as one of the most talked about days in Premier League history. I've expanded the story to approximately 4,500 characters, adding more depth on the fallout, public reaction, and long-term impact. Let me know if you'd like further adjustments. To Osimhen. The road to Chelsea. The summer transfer window was in full swing, and Chelsea's pursuit of a world-class striker had become the talk of the footballing world. Among the many names linked with the Blues, one stood out: Victor Osimhen. The Nigerian forward had been a sensation at Napoli, guiding them to a historic Serie A title with his blistering pace, sharp finishing, and incredible work ethic. But now, a new chapter was about to begin. The negotiation saga Chelsea had been scouting Osimhen for months, with manager Mauricio Pochettino keen on acquiring a prolific goalscorer to lead the line. The club's hierarchy, led by owner Todd Bailey and sporting director Paul Winstanley, began talks with Napoli's president, Aurelio De Laurentiis. Napoli, known for their tough negotiating stance, demanded a hefty sum, reportedly around €120 million. The negotiations were intense. Chelsea explored various options, including a player plus cash deal involving Romelu Lukaku, but Napoli was adamant about receiving a straight cash payment. After weeks of back-and-forth discussions, a breakthrough was reached. A deal worth €110 million, with add-ons that could take it to €120 million. Osimhen had finally secured his move to Stamford Bridge. Arrival in London. The day Osimhen arrived in London, Chelsea fans gathered outside Cobham training ground to welcome their new hero. The club announced his signing with a stunning video montage, showcasing his best moments in Serie A and his journey from humble beginnings in Lagos, Nigeria, to becoming one of Europe's most lethal strikers. In his first interview, Osimhen expressed his excitement. "Chelsea is a club with a great history, and I'm here to win trophies. The Premier League is the best league in the world, and I can't wait to test myself here." Pre-season and first matches. Under Enzo Maresca's tactical system, Osimhen quickly adapted. During Chelsea's pre-season tour in the United States, he made an instant impact, scoring against Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. His ability to press defenders, hold up play, and link up with the likes of Enzo Fernandez, Noni Madueke, and Cole Palmer made Chelsea's attack look rejuvenated. His Premier League debut came against Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. The atmosphere was electric, and Osimhen didn't disappoint. In the 70th minute, he latched onto a through ball from Moises Caicedo, outpaced Virgil van Dijk, and slotted home past Alisson Becker. Chelsea secured a thrilling 2-1 victory, and Osimhen had announced himself in England, becoming Chelsea's talisman. As the season progressed, Osimhen continued to thrive. His chemistry with Christopher Nkunku blossomed, with the duo forming a lethal partnership. In a crucial London derby against Arsenal, Osimhen scored twice, including a stunning bicycle kick that drew comparisons to Didier Drogba, a Chelsea legend he had always admired. Beyond his goal-scoring exploits, Osimhen's leadership qualities shone through. He motivated young players, led by example on the pitch, and embraced the responsibility of wearing the iconic number 9 jersey, one that had been seen as cursed in recent years. Chasing glory with Osimhen leading the line, Chelsea found themselves in the thick of a title race against Manchester City and Liverpool. In the Champions League, they made a deep run, with Osimhen netting crucial goals against Barcelona and Bayern Munich. His performances earned him comparisons to the world's best strikers, with many calling him the heir to Drogba's legacy. As the season neared its climax, Chelsea faced Manchester City at the Etihad in a must-win game. With the score tied at 1-1 in stoppage time, Osimhen rose above Ruben Dias to head in a dramatic winner. The away section erupted in celebration, and Chelsea moved to the top of the table. The future at Chelsea. By the end of the season, Osimhen had scored 28 goals in all competitions, helping Chelsea secure the Premier League title and reach the Champions League final. His impact had been immense, and he had firmly established himself as one of the best strikers in the world. With a bright future ahead, Osimhen was set to lead Chelsea into a new era of dominance. His journey, from the streets of Lagos to becoming the main man at Stamford Bridge, was nothing short of inspiring, a testament to his talent, resilience, and sheer determination to succeed at the highest level. I've written a compelling story about Victor Osimhen's journey to Chelsea, highlighting his transfer saga, impact and future at the club. Let me know if you'd like any adjustments or additions.